What's up, everybody? Hope you all had a great day. Getting into this episode of GH, I forgot all about Phyllis. I'm not even gonna lie. I was shocked to see Phyllis in this episode. It's been a minute since we saw her, and I forgot all about her. I ain't even gonna lie, but it was good to see Phyllis. I will say this: I am happy that Nina's delusional bubble is starting to burst because Nina has been living in a fairy tale with Sunny ever since they got together. She's been living in this delusional bubble, um thinking that she could separate Sonny, their relationship from his mob life. Like, who the fuck are you kidding? You can't. And I hate when women who've never been with Sonny before and they get with him think that they're going to be the change. Like, they're going to be the one to change him or to change the way he lives. You're not going to be that change. I mean, you could change little minor things maybe, but the stuff that Carly had to put up with for years, you're not going to change those things. It's not going to happen. The mob stuff, it comes with being with him. I think it's kind of ridiculous that Nina is sitting here trying to question if she could sustain this relationship with him because she got Willow and the kids to think about and their safety. In my personal opinion, I feel like even if Nina and Sonny break up, it's not going to change a damn thing when it comes to Willow and those kids, because even if his enemies, even if they break up, it's not going to protect Willow and the kids because they're connected to Sonny through Michael. You know what I'm saying? So it's not going to stop enemies from coming after them if they want to come after them. You know what I mean? All it's going to do is protect Nina pretty much because she's not associated with them anymore. She has protection from that, but they're not going to have that. Um, but yeah, I just find it totally ridiculous that she never considered this as a possibility. Like, this is what her life could consist of with him: extra security, watching your back everywhere you go, potentially getting kidnapped, potentially getting shot at. Like, she never thought about this stuff before she got with him. Like, she talking about, oh, I'm seeing sides of him that I never seen before that's starting to emerge. Like, what? I mean, you dealt with his bipolar situation when he was off his meds. She handled that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you should have known the mob violence was just around the corner. This is who he is. This is the lifestyle. And I feel like she's always trying to compare where she doesn't compete, or compete where she doesn't compare. Um, Always bringing up Carly all the time. Because Phyllis made a point of stating that, people who love Sonny and stuff can handle this type of stuff. And she was like, oh, like Carly could. It's not about Carly. Like, you can't compare yourself to Carly. Carly has years of experience dealing with this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And even for her, it was too much sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Even for her. Even after she dealt with it for some years, it was still tough on her. You know what I mean? So you got to have real tough skin if you're going to be with Sonny. You know what I mean? So Nina needs to reevaluate and really come to that conclusion. Like, is this the life that you want? You want to be a mob girlfriend or a mob wife one day? Like, is this really what you want? Because not everybody can handle it. Even when Brenda was with Sonny, when she was married to Sonny, she couldn't handle it. Especially once she had a child come into the picture, she couldn't handle it. So she skipped her ass out of town. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody can handle that life that he lives. It is what it is. But she needs to stop comparing everything to Carly and stop bringing up Carly all the time. Um, so anyway, moving on from that. Speaking of Carly, I really hope, because I don't know, I noticed some things in that scene between her and Sonny, and I really hope that they're not trying to revisit that. Um, I'm gonna be honest. In my honest opinion, I don't ever want to see Carly and Sonny back together in a romantic capacity. I just feel like they could be good friends slash co-parents slash frenemies. I feel like they could be that. You know what I'm saying? But as husband and wife again, boyfriend, girlfriend again, I don't ever want to see it. I just feel like that ship has sailed between them. You know what I'm saying? But what I do like is that no matter how much Carly talks about distancing herself from Sonny, oh, we're done. The only thing we need to talk about is Donna. That's it. She's always gonna ride for Sonny. Even in this episode, like where she asked him, like, "Oh, is there anything I can do or whatever?" And he was just like, "Nah, just stay out of it." You know what I'm saying? I'd rather you and the kids be safe. That's all I need to know is that y'all good. You know what I'm saying? No matter how many times they fight or be on opposing sides, they're gonna ride for each other when the chips are down. And I love that. And I think they should continue that, but not as a couple. I don't ever want to see Sonny and Carly reunite in that capacity. I just feel like that's done. You know what I'm saying? It's over for that. Um, But I definitely agree with Carly. Sonny need to realize too, and I'm glad he did realize that he can't control everything, and he just has to take things as they come. You know what I mean? Deal with it that way, and I'm glad he sees that, because that's good. It's like, you can't control your enemies, you can't control the people around you. All you gotta do is try and protect people. Because for years, Sonny always said, "Oh, I could protect the family, I could this," but he really can't. You could do your best, but sometimes your best ain't good enough. Um, so anyway, moving on from that. Um, Another delusional bubble that burst today was Jocelyn. I'm happy that Dex told her what happened or whatever with him getting shot or whatever. I'm glad Jocelyn's starting to slowly see that Dex getting out of Sonny's orbit is easier said than done, and I'm glad she's starting to see it, because she was so confident before that, oh, Dex is, he gonna get out of this, he gonna walk away from the business, no, it's not that simple, because she noticed that he's starting to be, he's starting to admire Sonny more. And I think that's because he's not just seeing the mob boss side of Sonny. He's been seeing Sonny's softer side, the father, the friend, the uncle. He's been seeing those different facets of him, and you know he's enamored by it, especially the lifestyle Sonny lives. I mean, you look at that, you take it all in, and I definitely feel like Dex might be one of them adrenaline junkies. Like, he might like that shit, getting shot at and all that. That might be a rush for him. For some people, it's a rush. It might sound insane, but for some people, they love that type of mess. But I'm glad Jocelyn's starting to come to that realization that, maybe she should listen to her mother. Maybe she should listen to Cameron and fall out, and fall back from this situation with Dex. Because she, got to realize, like, once you in that lifestyle, it comes with a lot of things: gunshots, kidnappings, bombings, just constant danger. You know what I'm saying? So she got to realize, like, do you really want to live that life? You know what I mean? Like, you got to ask yourself that question before you get in too deep. So I'm glad she's starting to see that Dex getting away from Sonny is not going to be that simple. Like, not at all. So anyway, moving on from that, that whole scene between Laura, Valentine, and Lucy was hilarious. Like, her just giving them an update on what's going on with Victor and stuff and his erectile dysfunction. That shit was hilarious. Lucy was working my nerve with all that pouting. Like, she was acting like a freaking kindergarten kid. All this pouting and stuff because you couldn't get a cookie or whatever. Like, just lip all poked out. Just then she started acting, all giddy, like a little schoolgirl when Laura gave her that letter from Martin, acting just all types of giddy. And I see, that's why I said in one of my reviews that they got to keep an eye on Lucy, because Lucy's starting to bug out. Like, this heifer got dressed up into a disguise, went back to Port Charles, only a few feet away from Victor. I'm like, are you nuts, Lucy? Like, she really gonna blow this whole thing. They really got Victor right where they want him, and she's about to blow this thing by returning to Port Charles. I'm like, Lucy just couldn't stay away, and I figured as much. Because Lucy's a wild card. She's very unpredictable. You got to keep eyes on her. But I will say, I never thought I'd see the day where Laura and Valentine work together, and they team up to destroy a common enemy. I never thought about that. You know what I mean? But I think that they starting to like each other a little bit. There might be even a level of respect on their part for each other, which I think could be pretty cool. Um, Valentine seems so at peace with being on the run, like him and Anna and stuff. Because don't get me wrong, he loved him some Charlotte, but he just seems so at peace. You know what I mean? And I know him and Anna are, they're loving their QT time together, their quality time together. Because once they get back to Port Charles and get back into the day-to-day living, and he gets back to ELQ and stuff, is gonna be hectic once they get back. So I think they just trying to enjoy some of that quality time while they can, which is a good thing. So anyway, speaking of Mr. Erectile Dysfunction, that doctor pretty much, all he gotta do is prescribe that man some medication. He said, we're gonna see if these meds work, because that, whatever the hell is in his system, is irreversible. You know what I mean? Like, the damage is causing to him. So hopefully they can get them medications to work out. I love that Victor for once is not totally in control. I love it. Like, people are playing him like lotto and he can't even see it. Like, Eileen is playing the shit out of him, handing him some fake documents and stuff like that. Like, they literally got him where they want him. You know what I'm saying? Giving him fake information about Holly, fake information about the Ice Princess. Um, and Robert, he's ready to put in phase 2 of his plan. I love everybody working together. You know what I'm saying? Because they're finally 2-3 steps ahead of Victor. Before it was the other way around. So thank God, they turned the tables on his ass. So hopefully they can keep that going and they can finally take him down before Lucy messes it all up with her little arrival in Port Charles. Um, so anyway, moving on from that. Um, who else? Who else? I love the scenes with Diane and Robert. Whatever potential pairing that they're doing with the two of them, I'm feeling it. I'm totally here for it. And I'm glad that Robert decided to go with their plan and drop the charges against Esme, because I think the plan is smart. Do I feel like it's a risky plan? It is, because I feel like any plan you come up with is always some type of risk factor to it. But I'm glad he went with it, because Diane and Trina and all them, they make a lot of sense. I mean, at the end of the day, give Esme enough rope to hang herself. You know what I'm saying? If she's free and she start getting her memories and stuff back, you can nail her ass to the wall. But I feel like the risk factor in this plan is, even if Esme does get her memories back and they do reinstate the charges against her, she's a survivor. We've seen that of Esme. She's a quick thinker. She's quick on her feet. And Martin is no slouch as an attorney. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not to be underestimated. So I feel like there's still a chance Robert could lose this case. You know what I mean? Even if he does retry it. But I think this plan is worth a shot. You know what I'm saying? Because it's better than the alternative. Going at her now is guaranteed to give her a not guilty verdict. You know what I'm saying? That sympathy card is going to go a long way, because jurors and judges are very unpredictable. I mean, I know Robert is confident he could win this thing, but when you're going up against a jury and, you got mothers that sit on the jury, fathers, sympathetic, emotional people, it can go either way. So you never know what a jury is going to think, even when you hand them the most compelling evidence. You know what I'm saying? Once the defense attorney come up with some fancy talk, it could sway the jury that way. That whole thing could fall apart. So I'm glad he decided to say, fuck it, let's go with your plan, nail her ass later. Cause I think you give a person like that enough rope, they'll hang themselves. You know what I mean? She's bound to get in some type of trouble or remember something, so use it against her. So I think that's pretty much I think that's everything. So hit the comment section, let me know what you all thought, and I will see you all later. Have a great weekend. Peace.